Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver. For no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller. Welcome to the Caffeinated Podcast! Woo!
What's
I'm
up,
BUBBZI.
everybody?
He's the Beard. This is the show where positivity is the goal, but chaos is the process. That is correct. I just did the monologue of Thriller. Please don't copyright strike us. Thank you. I did it myself.
You know, they probably think at this point, Bubs, that we probably don't have to remind them that chaos is the process. But you know,
it's
it
such
is
a good
the process.
tagline.
So,
but here's the thing: it's such a good tagline too, though. Like if you think about it, like it's like chef's kiss. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's just
pretty good.
It's just perfect. Make sure we
So,
are good.
We've had an interesting week, would you not say, at the Bearded household? BUBBZI did something.
Oh, that's what we're gonna talk about.
Outstanding this week, I think. I'm very proud of him, by the way. But he went out and purchased his very first automobile.
Mind you, I've had a car, but this is like the first one that it's not been a hoopty, I guess is the correct term.
Well, you know, let's just say he's had a hoopty. He still has access to a hoopty. And up until this point, the hoopty got him from point A to point B back and forth safely. So thank you, hoopty, is all I'm going to say.
Thank you, hoopty. Yeah.
Right. You know, thank you, hoopty. Sounds like a bad song, doesn't it?
By the way, and we're talking just how dumb and chaotic everything is. I think I finally decided on a name for the car.
Oh, yes. And for those of you that don't do this, we name every car in the Bearded household.
I'm going to let you know right now, Mama Beard hates the name that I've chosen. So there'd been a lot of conversations about what I should name the car. And honestly, it is a joke, the name of the car. I was thinking something like Misha, just as like a weird, funky name. But while I was talking and contemplating this, I said the name Misha. Somebody went Miska, Muska, Mickey Mouse. And now the name Toodles is stuck for the car because it has a lot of features.
Toodles?
Have you never seen Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
Yes, I have seen Mickey Mouse Club. I actually saw Mickey Mouse Club when it came out. So
yes,
you know.
So
but Toodles. I don't know if I can call a car Toodles.
I'm calling it Toodles. It's sticking.
I don't know. I could get behind Misky Mouse or something like that.
No, Toodles is so much better. It's so funny. I love it.
You know. Anyway,
here's the thing. I didn't want it to be so
Toodles.
serious.
Y'all pray for me. This is what I got to put up with on a daily basis.
No. You gotta understand. I was thinking things like, I was honestly trying to make a joke out of it a little bit, but I also take it kind of serious. So I was thinking of naming it like Susanna, because we both know why, because Suzanne rocks, and that's a family member. They're great. I also thought about, what was the name, Mary Beth, because no one misses with the Mary Beth. But you know, Toodles stuck. I think it's funny. It has a lot of features. Mama Beard hates it.
It's your car. I don't have to like it. You know, it just
here's another thing. Mama Beard doesn't like it. I like it. Kind of gonna do it.
You know. Well, before we get too deep into anything else, I just wanted to tell everybody that listens and watches our podcast how proud I am of BUBBZI. I tell him all the time, and he's going to turn, you know, luckily his room is already red, so you won't be able to see it. he gets really embarrassed when I say stuff like this, but I've told him, and for years, that he's a better man now than I will ever be. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more puffed up to be his dad. And he's special, and not just special ed. So I wanted to put that out there before we get into anything else. Now, you remember that we kind of put a little teaser out there last week.
Dun, dun,
And if you were paying attention at all and you could blow the thing up and look at it, you might have seen the other hint that I stuck in the video last week about our newest sponsor, partner, whatever you want to call them. And we, besides Coffeetarian, which we love, and they still support us, and we're going to continue to support them. Yeah, I mean, it's not going anywhere. But
we still love coffee. Thank you.
I told you last week that if you had one or love somebody that had one
or want one,
you are going to be tickled to death with our new partnership. So I want to tell you what I've got off of their stuff, and we want to tell you a little bit about their stuff from our standpoint. All right. But the company is called Custom Beard Co. They're also known as CBC. I mean, do you love your beard, or do you love someone who has a beard? Do you love quality beard and skincare products? Well, then you've come to the right place when you go visit Custom Beard Co. At Custom Beard Co., the customer matters. That's their motto. That's what they live by. That's what they do. CBC makes high quality beard oils, beard butters, beard balms, and whipped body butters, not just for the bearded, but for the mama beards and like that. And, because you got to take care of the beard, you got to take care of your skin. We always want to look our best whenever we can. They make custom scents such as the Outlaw, which is my current favorite, the Executor, Forest Frost, and others. They also rotate other custom scents in and out from time to time just to make you guys happy and give you something else to try. Now, here's one of the coolest things. All products are 100% organic and contain no chemicals or dyes. Now, let me say that again. All products are 100% organic and contain no chemicals or dyes, and everything is made to order. It's not sitting around on the shelf. The scent is not going away. It's made to order, and on top of all that, they provide free shipping. Now, I do have to give a little bit of a warning. Even though Custom Beard Co. uses 100% all natural ingredients, which even, no chemicals, no dyes whatsoever, there's still the possibility for those with sensitive skin to have a little bit of skin irritation. So try it on one of the more sensitive areas, like the inside of your elbow or something like that, just to make sure. BUBBZI, tell them where to go, my friend.
Yeah. So, by the way, Outlaw, oh my God.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that again here in a second.
oh my. Whew. But if you want to pick up something, you can head over to custombeardco.com. Check out the awesome products. Grab yourself something for yourself. Grab something as a gift. But when you check out, and if it's $15 or more, you can actually put in caffeinated beard. That's CAFFEINATED You get 15% off any order that's $15 or more at custombeardco.com.
Custombeardco.com. Yeah, I love it. Now, you got to understand, I brought just a couple of the things that I have, right? They sent me some, a friend of mine bought it in an auction and gave it to me. This is how I got to using Custom Beard Co. And I'd seen them. They follow us on TikTok. We're friends on TikTok. I've talked to the owner, one of the owners, a couple of times. And somebody wanted it. They sent it to me, so I got a chance to try it. This is the beard balm. I know you all can't probably see it that well.
My gosh.
But I'm going to tell you right now.
Autofocus is not a thing, just so you guys know.
All should be so upset that you do not have smell-o-vision on your phone, your computer, whatever you're watching this on, whatever you're listening to. This stuff smells so amazing that it's ridiculous. And it goes on smooth. It doesn't take as much as some of the other products that I've used to cover the same area. Now, the 15% off $15 or more is site-wide. So if you go in and buy a really good boar's head brush for your beard or for the one who's you loves beard, that counts. You buy a hat, a t-shirt, whatever you get from them, this is a site-wide discount. So anything $15 or more, put in Caffeinated Beard, which, as you know, the Caffeinated Beard is my TikTok handle and my Instagram handle. And they just took it and used it so that they know exactly where you're coming from. So check them out. And ladies, the whipped body butter, I know it's for the guys too, but my understanding is this stuff is exceptional. I'd love for you guys to try some and let me know because, you know, Christmas is coming up. Mama Beard might need some, and she might get some whether she needs some or not. So anyway, thank you, Custom Beard Co., for coming in with us. Thank you for trusting us with an ad.
Yeah,
And,
we've learned at the Caffeinated Podcast that we do ads very strange.
Yeah, we are, you know, we're not scripted. We don't do scripts well, but we try to make the scripts work.
Yeah, we take a script and then we go, what are
How can we screw it up?
what are the important pieces that we have to hit? And then after that, out the window. So like it's there for reference in case we get lost. In case
we try, guys. We really do. We really try. But we're just, you know the other motto that we talk about all the time. We just tend to let the rabbits run. And that's kind of the way we work. It works for our process. And so before I give you the title, you might have kind of figured out because of BUBBZI's monologue that he did that we're doing something to do with Halloween, maybe, right? And we're just having a little fun.
Well, and
just know that all this is our opinion.
Here's the thing. The reason we're doing it now is I get it. We usually release things on Monday. Okay. This is the last Monday before Halloween. Halloween is technically on Sunday. Right. It would be November 1st. I get it. That would probably make a whole lot more sense to other people. But for us,
it would probably hit on the 31st if we actually did that. But I have an inkling of an idea in the back of my brain for something else for next week.
I'm just saying it makes more sense to do it now. Yeah. Now you have time to get spoopy, okay? You get spoopy, okay?
And let's just say it. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about our opinion on scary movies, horror movies, whatever you want to call them. We decided to title this one Monster Mash. And, you know, maybe this will give you the time to watch the movies that we talk about and see if you agree, disagree, and whichever one, like, comment, share, please subscribe, share this with your friends. Let them know that, we're just out here having a good time and hopefully trying to help everybody else have a good time.
Yeah, all those are free. We're not saying pay us. Give me on Monday a subscriber. Like, it's not a paid
it's not that kind of subscription.
It's free. You can do it at any time, and you can also take it away at any time. But yeah, please hit us with that subscribe button, leave a comment or anything like that.
Yeah, just share it and keep doing it because you guys are amazing. I checked just before we popped on Bubs. We are just shy of 2,900 listens on the audio alone.
Nice.
And so we're up there. We're almost 5,000, somewhere close to that. And that's you guys. That's not us. We're still shocked that you guys show up and keep watching and listening. We love you for it, and we thank you for it. Yep. Again, we get to express ourselves here, but this is as much or more your podcast that it is our, and we thank you for the support. We thank you to Coffeetarian for their support. We thank you for Custom Beard Co. for their support. And, oh, doggone, I forgot to tell them, Bubs. One of the things that Custom Beard Co. has offered, and we haven't worked this out yet, is they will be sending us new products to try, right? But they will also be sending us products where we can do a giveaway and we can bless one of our listeners with something from Custom Beard Co. We just have to figure out how we want to do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, who knows? We'll figure it out, and we'll give you the information as it comes.
That would have been a
So-
bad thing to forget, is all I'm going to
Well,
say.
I just, you know my brain. I have 2 brain cells, and only one of them functions at a time.
And sometimes we
so-
share the second one, so
But so, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to kind of hit it real quick, and then we're going to jump into it. Why do you think, this is our little skeleton list of notes. Why do you think people like scary movies? What makes a good scary movie? And which is better, old scary movies or newer scary movies? And then, of course, I thought we had to do our favorite scary movie if we have one. And again, your favorite scary movie if you have one. And then we're just going to close it out like we always do. And we'll be done for the day. So there's the thing, BUBBZI. Let's just head at it
well, and
and let the rabbits run.
I do want to say I don't want to just contain this to scary movies, but maybe more as like Halloween movies themselves. The reason I say that.
Oh yeah, I get that. Well,
Reason I'm going to say that.
and they do go that way because most scary movies are let out at Halloween as well. So
Yeah, but I
A
mean,
lot.
there's
Not all, a lot.
there's also been like some pretty decent like I'm just gonna say this, like, dude, Disney got some Halloween movies on lock. Okay,
okay.
I'm just saying, like those are some
Well,
good movies.
I didn't really say anything in particular, even though this is kind of the Halloween episode. I just put it at scary movies, and we can throw television shows in there. We can throw it all in there, however you know. So we're good.
This
so-
is like the Halloween version of our As Seen on TV, basically. If you've seen
Pretty
that
much.
episode before.
Pretty much.
So why
But we're
do
calling it
people-
Monster Mash because everybody likes to be scared, right?
Everybody likes to do the mash, the monster mash. Gosh, that's such a dad joke.
So what do you think, Bubs? Why do you think people like to be scared?
Adrenaline. People I think are addicted to adrenaline in a lot of
Okay.
situations. Here's the thing. I like scary movies not because of it's something that's exciting. It gets your heart pumping. You know what I mean?
The right movie will definitely get you going.
And but you also have to think about it. Like, I'm not a big fan of roller coasters. Like, I like the idea of being on one, but usually in the case of like a scary movie, there's no chance of bodily harm, unless
you fall off the couch.
That's
And
what
I do have a story about bodily harm that came from a scary movie, by the way. Don't let me forget.
Yeah, but usually it's not self-inflicted because like self-inflicted, I'm getting on the roller coaster. Whereas as far as like with scary movies, it's usually somebody's about to kill me or claw my arm to pieces. So,
Well, true. Well, true.
but I would say that would
And-
probably be the reason as far as why they like them.
Well, and I think you're dead on. I think it is the adrenaline rush that you get from it. I also think that it's kind of like like you said, it is the safer alternative. I
Mhm.
mean, let's be honest. We're not going to get in our cars. We're not going to travel around. We're not going to hunt serial killers or anything like that.
Not yet, at
You know,
least.
Yeah, well, but mainly because we don't have the expertise to do it. But we can sit back and watch somebody else do it, and we can critique it all we want.
all I'm saying is I am at least smart enough to know not to open certain doors in a haunted house.
Yeah, or to walk into any house and not turn a light on.
Oh my
Come
God.
on, y'all. I mean, we've all seen the movies. Now, let me share this little story, and we'll move on. One of the first dates that Mama Beard and I went on, we went to see a movie that I guess you call it a scary movie. Some may have called it just a thriller, but it messed with your head. So to me, it was a scary movie because that's what I like. We went and saw the movie Silence of the Lambs. Now, for those of you who've seen Silence of the Lambs, you will understand exactly what I'm about to explain to you. For the majority of the movie, Mama Beard was curled up in her seat. She had a hold of my arm in a death grip. I kid you not. I had fingernail marks in my forearm for at least a week and a half after we saw this movie. That's how deep into my muscles she dug. So, I'll tell you one of the reasons that guys like taking girls to see scary movies,
Yeah.
because they will grab a hold of them and they will hang on, and the guys are like, yes, right? And of course, we're not going to be scared because we're the guy. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been in the theater when guys are watching these movies and they scream more like girls than the girls do. Just saying.
Speaking of also something like along the lines of that, have you heard some of the stories of like guys taking girls to haunted houses as like a date or whatever?
Yeah.
um,
It does not end well most of the time.
the most recent one I heard of, and at least especially with like Halloween coming up, TikTok has a bunch of what they call themselves scare actors, where it's people who obviously go and act in these things. So, couple gets scared in the middle of this haunted house. Guy goes to grab the girlfriend's hand and takes off running. Come to find out, after he's booked it into the next room, he's holding the hand of the scare actor. Now, here's the thing. The scare actor at least did his job correctly because he grabbed the girlfriend and brought her along with him. Like,
well,
those people, like, they do a great job actually doing the scaring and things like that. But there's also like great rules and things like that these people follow. Like,
that's bad enough when you kind of run off, you think you've got her. But I have seen some of those videos, BUBBZI, where they basically shove the date into harm's way so that they can get away.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, guys. I mean, we're talking about scary movies. We're talking about scary whatever. Like I said, this is kind of our Halloween random access thing. We just called it Monster Mash and put movies out there because there's a lot of them out there. Right. And like I said, I get it. We like the adrenaline rush, but we're safe. You may be checking behind every vehicle when you walk to your car if you actually go to a movie theater, but that's okay because you generally know that what was in the movie is not coming after you, even if you think, well, it might be coming after me.
I have learned that I am not a good scary movie watcher. Because I have two settings when it comes to scary movies. One, I will sit just completely still, not say a word, not scream, nothing. The other one is I will crack jokes the entire time. Yeah. What was it? We were
he gets it honest though.
Me and a couple friends hanging out in Discord, we decided, what was it? We were going to watch The Conjuring or whatever. I don't know how many jokes I made about sideburns during that, but it was enough that I probably could have written a book. Okay? I'm talking just about sideburns. Like, I'm not even talking about any of the other jokes, but dude, why did everyone have sideburns?
Well, here's the thing, though. Another thing that I like to do, especially if it's a movie that I've seen and I'm watching it with somebody who hasn't. Come on now, I know I'm not the only one that's watching this or listening to this that does that, but you know that something's coming up. Right? And you know that the thing or it or the person or whatever is going to jump around the corner at any moment, and it's going to be the kind of moment. So what do? You sneak up on the person that you're watching it with. So just as that moment, you grab them.
Or what is it?
Me,
before the music takes into the
yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, it can be entertainment. And from what we've talked about in movies before, BUBBZI.
Yeah.
I think that movies in general should be an escape from reality. I mean, because if you're going to a movie and you're watching a movie about a serial killer and there's a serial killer chasing you, that's not really an escape. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting out of reality. So I think that's another reason it is that big of an escape. It gets that adrenaline rush. Then you get that hormone dump, where everything is relaxed and you're just kind of like, I made it.
Yeah.
Right. And you're just all relaxed.
Have you seen any of those TikToks about how the killers catch up or whatever?
Yes.
It's just the slow walk, and then it pans like you see them just in most cases the camera breaks, it goes to a different scene. You see that the protagonist is like getting inside the house, locking the door, shutting behind them, like closing on the windows. You see all this, and then there's been people on TikTok who are like, here's how the killer really caught up, and it's like them just booking it, like doing parkour through like yards, like climbing 5 stories. Like,
it's actually pretty cool the way they did it. I like it.
Yeah, it's really funny.
So, BUBBZI, what do you think, in your opinion,
you're asking
makes
me to
a good scary movie?
You're asking me to think.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I have to. With a head that size, there's got to be some thoughts in there.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, see, here's the problem. Okay, I have a limited amount of brain cells, but the problem is they have so much room to run around. They rarely rub together.
You do fine.
I
So, what do you think? What makes a
so-
good scary movie?
Obviously, there has to be. First of all, you have to have a reason, like why, like what is making this, what is happening, what is causing this to be a scene. So you obviously have to have main character. You have to have something that makes people care about the main character. That's
Okay.
of course this is all just in like general writing anyway. You also have to have something that is against the main character, the antagonist. Lots of this times they are killers or something like that. But I don't like the movies where it is the killer is just killing them for fun or whatever. Like there has to be like a reason that the killer's going for them. Like that gives the killer a reason to actually pursue them, and it's not just like, oh, I found this person. This is who I'm going for.
Yeah, I got you.
But that also gives the reason why the protagonist needs to be able to escape. It's like, hey, like I can stop them. I can stop this from happening to other people. Blah 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 blah. Has to be something like that. There has to be a little bit of, I would say, gore. Like there has to be like a little bit.
Sometimes.
A little bit.
But I'm talking, if you're like me, maybe, I'm thinking more minuscule. Okay. I don't like I don't call them horror movies. I don't like the gore movies.
Yeah, no. We're not talking like Saw 2 through Saw 1 was very gory, but it was okay. After that, it's just I don't want to stare at just blood for 2 hours. Thanks.
Right.
Like
So, no, I get you, because see, one of the things, sorry, I hit the table. Afraid it wiggled everything.
it did.
Somebody's sneaking up on me. Earthquake. No, just kidding. But there has to be a certain amount, and almost a tangible tension, okay, that has to be built to. It's never just, I think sometimes when they do a lot of gore, they're taking the easy way out. It's like, okay, they're using the blood to build the tension. And, and I'll give you an example. Like, to me, one of the masters of the scary movie, the master of the horror movie, was Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock didn't hardly show any kind of gore in his movies. I mean, it was, the birds are attacking people. You got to have a certain amount of, you got to see this or that, right? But he was famous for making you, the audience, scare yourself. He would get so into your head. You'd be so into this. It's like, your mind is doing all the work.
Yeah, it's more about your imagination in them. It's like it's the intention of what happened.
Right.
It's like, oh, he didn't tell us what happened. He's not showing us what happened. And most people assume the worst. Most people assume the worst. Just in general situations, most people assume the worst. So you assume the worst when it comes to like a horror film, which is like way off the deep end. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have people who are like, yeah, they're dead. Well, they're dead. They are very dead.
And I know somebody watching or listening is probably going, but dude, you're talking about the 50s. Well, I'll be honest. I think that Wes Craven in the original Nightmare on Elm Street did an excellent job of letting your imagination do. I mean, the whole thing was about a guy that came and attacked you in your dreams, right? And then you had the original Halloween, Michael Myers, that tension of, the main character, Laurie Strode, knowing that she was being followed. She kept seeing the shape, which is what they call Michael Myers before they started calling him, was the shape, right? And she kept seeing him, and the tension built, and you just knew that this and stuff was going on. And yes, they both had a certain amount of gore in them, but it was more the internal tension of you getting ready that it scared you worse than anything they could have showed you on the screen. I mean, like, for example, the story that I told you I was going to share with you is about the original. Nightmare on Elm Street. A friend of mine and I watched it. I used to work at a video store. Yes, that's how old I am. I used to work at a video store. All right. For those of you that don't know what a video store is, you used to be able to go out and rent videos and games and then take them home and play with them.
They used to have whole stores that does
Just
what,
for that.
for what Redbox does now.
Right. Whole stores,
Okay.
big stores.
Whole stores,
All right.
big
So-
stores.
Anyway, this friend of mine and I decided we were going to watch the original Nightmare on Elm Street. So we grabbed the tape and we head back to my house. Well, this is by the time we get there,
Tape.
it's like 1:00 in the morning. All right. By the time we get to watching this.
Guys, he said tape,
And
by the
this
way.
is
That's
in the middle-
VHS.
Yeah, this is VHS. Yeah. Yeah. This, and we're watching this, and it's the middle of summer. We have a freak electrical storm. So I'm talking
Oh,
thunder,
my
lightning, and
gosh.
stuff flashing through this entire movie. Not a drop of rain. All right. Not a drop of rain. So as we're leaving, this is probably the one time that I can think of in my life that I could have probably been killed by a serial killer because I wouldn't have been able to protect myself. Because my friend came over, and when he came in the house, he left the window down on his car. Like I said, no rain, electrical storm, lightning, thunder, all that. So when he reaches out to grab the handle on his car door, my cat, who decided that would be a good place to hide from the electrical storm, jumps out the window, meow, and my friend lets go with both hands. It falls off the driveway into the grass. I'm laughing my hind end off. I mean, there's no way anybody could have done whatever they wanted to do. So again, you got to understand, he knew the cat knew him, but because of what had been imprinted in his brain through the hour or so of watching, he was still a little jittery, so it was enough for his mind to go, oh my gosh, it's coming out of the car after me. Right. So to make it without talking about any more about that,
Oh
because
my
that to me
gosh.
makes, I know I laughed for days. I really did. I still tell him about it, and it's been 30 years, probably.
Wait, is it who I think it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. The best man at my wedding.
Yeah, I know who it is now.
But see, here's the thing. The mental aspect of it for me is so much more than the physical aspect of it. I don't
Yeah.
have to see the actual slaying of a character. I don't have to. I mean, a shadow works for me,
Mhm.
right? I mean, if you look at, again, and I love classic movies. BUBBZI knows this.
Yeah.
I like the old black and white stuff. I mean, if you, again, to bring up Alfred Hitchcock, if you haven't watched Rear Window with Jimmy Stewart, you need to find this old movie and watch it.
I don't think
It's all
I've seen
about a
that.
photographer who broke his leg and he can't get out of his apartment. So he sits in the wheelchair and he watches his neighbors and he thinks he sees one of his neighbors up to no good. And it's all about how they go and trying to prove what is. It's so intense just from the mental aspect of it.
I didn't recognize the name, but I think I have seen that.
Yeah.
I was about to
I mean,
say
and it just, again, you can disagree with me in the comments. You can tell me that I'm out of my mind, and that's fine. But Alfred Hitchcock was an absolute genius at scaring the bejesus out of people.
But Jesus.
Right? I mean, one of his most famous movies is Psycho.
Mhm.
Right? Everybody knows the shower scene. Right? That's all. Everybody knows that Janet Leigh gets stabbed in the shower.
Chocolate
But
sauce.
there is this awesome scene at the very end where the mother, Norman Bates's mother, is revealed, and there's a story that goes that the way that Alfred Hitchcock decided which thing to use at the end of the movie is that he would hide one in Janet Leigh's dressing room ever so often, and the one that she screamed loudest at was the one he decided to put in the movie at the end. So to me, again, I'll just say it. That's what makes the movie. It's the mental aspect of it. I don't need all the blood. I
Mhm.
just need you to get my brain working. So what do you think? Am I wrong, Bubs? Do you think?
Mm-mm. I think more modern movies, kind of moving on slightly to the next point, is I think they do it. They understand that it is still a mental thing, but they try to do it almost in a different way, I guess now. Because like more modern movies, like I have weird effects going. Sorry, it was a little
Wow,
weird.
that was wild. I
Yeah,
like it.
no,
Do it again.
No,
Do it again.
it like randomly does effects just because I was like, spooky.
Right.
But they try to, the way that they do it is they make the characters more like, they try to make everything a more real life situation. Where like, and one of the like the best as far as like real life situation would be like the Paranormal Activity movies, where it was like for the first half bit of the movie, you are literally just watching people vlog.
True.
Like it's, and of course everybody knows how like vlogs are kind of the whole new thing. It's like, oh, I get to sit and watch this person do their day, and you begin to realize, you know, like you're just watching them do their day, but then slight things start to change. And then
Yeah.
you're like, and what even got me was I think during the first one there was one night where it was like the night before, like a cover flipped over. The next night nothing happened. Because it's like, did I miss something? Did I you know, was there an audio cue I missed? You know, there was like, it's a bunch of mental gymnastics, and then they would just ramp it up and ramp it up and ramp it up and ramp it up and ramp, and that's how I think more modern movies are trying to take things, is where it's like they want them to relate so much to the character that they're forced to be like into the story. Whereas
I get that. I can see that.
that's what I think like more the more modern movies in a lot of cases.
Well,
Because
and I'm going to say this.
have-
Now, for those of you that have heard us talk about stuff before, you know that one of the shows that BUBBZI and I liked was Z Nation.
Mhm.
And we said one of the creepiest things about the whole thing was that they made a zombie baby.
Yeah.
Now, even though that creeped me out, and it still creeps me out just to think about it, and I'll tell you why. I have a problem, and he mentioned Paranormal Activity. I have a problem when they start using children as the plot line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where I guess, call me old fashioned, call me whatever you want. I realize that if there's dangerous situation, then nobody's safe and all that. I get that. But when kids are being hunted or being terrified, I have a big issue with that. I didn't have as big an issue with it with Z Nation because it was so obviously creepy. It was so obviously over the top. You know, it still bothered me that they used a baby, but I was so creeped out by it. And so I was just like, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the other thing about like modern movies is they have access to things that no one would have ever thought to even attempt.
Yeah.
Because of just technology. Like, I'm sure there's some person, like for older zombie movies, that was like, you know what would be the craziest thing to pull off? A zombie baby.
Yeah. It doesn't, I don't know. Like I said, even some of the older horror movies that I watched back in the day when I was much younger, you know, the quote unquote scary movies, they had kids characters in it, but even though they were being quote unquote terrified, they were screaming, the main characters were always protecting them and always doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I can handle that more as where the child is the focal point of the dangerous energy, whatever you want to call it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
For me, that's just a turn off. It's no longer a movie that I care to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's just me. And I know there's going to be people out there who will hopefully will tell me that I'm out of my mind, which, you know, the bearded household knows that I'm out of my mind. So you're not going to tell me anything I haven't heard before.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for me, based on what makes movies scary, that's not scary to me. That's too much, because I'm a fixer. I like to help people, and I will stand up for a child, mine, anybody else's, any day of the week. And I just can't handle it. And that's on me. So,
well, and like, taking as far as like going with the kids angle, like Goosebumps. Like not even talking just movies or like the TV shows. Oh, by the way, the TV show slapped too. Like,
it was good. I mean, it was.
R.L. Stein is what honestly is a genius.
Yeah.
Honestly, is a genius. Because not like only the books, but some of those.
There was the
TV
comedic
shows,
aspect to it. No, I love I mean, I know what you're saying, Bubs. I'm right there with you. The comedic aspect, I could but it's like in some of the modern movies, it's like the kid is I don't know. It just, for me, it takes it too far. And I don't know how else to say it but that. So, I mean, if you guys think I'm wrong, BUBBZI, if you think I'm out of it, that's cool. You just let me know.
So, and here's the thing. I understand why you don't like that. And I can explain to you exactly why. And you may not have connected this, but I've connected it for you. You like movies that are an escape, right? From reality.
True.
And if you involve the kid in this, say, dangerous situation, that brings it too close to reality.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That's why you don't enjoy it. Like that's the one thing you're like, it's like, I don't want this to happen. That's why it's like that for you. I would say that's probably why it's like that. It's just too close. You know what I mean? Like it kind of ruins the what do they call it? The movie magic or whatever.
It does. It for me, like he's probably exactly right. You all heard me say this before. I think that TV and movies and whatever else should be an escape. You've got to have a way to blow off a little pressure. You've got to have a way to get things out of the way, whatever you want to call it. And if it's bringing in attention, like, because let's put it out there, it's unfortunate, but there are way too many young people, kids, teenagers that they disappear every day. And, my sensibilities, the way I am, if I had Donald Trump's money, I'd be trying to find them all. Because I don't want to deal with somebody else losing their child. I don't, because I know I couldn't handle it if something I couldn't do it. Right? I just couldn't do it.
Speaking of which, did I ever like get lost in a store or whatever? Like let's take
you
it down
used to have a
realistic.
really bad habit of wanting to run away from us in the store because you wanted to look at your own thing. And we told you that there were some not very nice people in this world, and if you weren't careful, that somebody might grab you up and want to keep you. You did not believe us. You continued to do it. So Mama Beard snuck up behind you one day and slapped her hand over your mouth and started dragging you out of the store. And you never did it again.
I'd probably get returned.
So, it's just one of those things. But, all right, guys, this is the one where we need more comments probably than any other. Which do you think is better? The older scary movies, the older horror movies? Or the newer scary movies, the newer horror movies? And why? Now, me personally, I think the older ones were better. I mean, I just do. There was more dynamic tension. There was more mental aspect to it. There was more, freaking yourself out. I mean, let's be honest. I watched movies when I was a kid with commercials, mind you. Right? I'm talking on regular television with commercials that so got into my head that I didn't sleep for 3 days. Because it messed with even with the commercial break. You know how it is. Dun, 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 tension's building. Hey, how about some toilet paper? But it still messed with your head so bad.
Charmin
right?
Ultra Strong.
Yeah, something like that. So, and I'm not saying that there's not some good ones out there. I mean, because I have pretty much watched every Halloween movie there is. All right. It may have originally started off because I had some kind of crush on Jamie Lee Curtis, but then it had to do with the movies and all that, but they have a way of building the tension that you need for me.
Yeah.
Now, BUBBZI mentioned it earlier. I am not, and I know some people are going to get mad. I am not a fan of Saw at all.
I'm not a fan of Saw either.
Because it's not scary. It's like, oh, watch me cut off a finger. I mean, that doesn't scare me.
Here's the thing. Saw is very good for what it's trying to be as a gore movie, and that is what they are using for suspense. As long as I live, will never forget the opening scene of Saw 4. And that, and a lot of people say, oh, that's what makes a good movie is it's unforgettable. It made me want to turn it off, and I ended up turning it off because I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. But the thing is, I will not ever forget it. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't suspenseful. It was just kind of gross.
Well, maybe you ought to say it this way: just because it's unforgettable doesn't mean it was good.
Right. Now, here's my thing. I agree with you as far as the movies go, old versus new. I think that old movies did a very good job at suspense, building the movie as it should have been built to reach the end that they had planned. I also think, obviously, newer movies have access to scenes and the ability for certain things to happen
True.
that old movies never had the chance to get. So I'm kind of in a weird mix where I like, yes, old movies, yes, new movies, but what I think there needs to be is a renaissance back to those actual suspenseful thriller movies with access to today's technology.
Now that you've said that, how would you? I want everybody, and somebody answer this for me. But BUBBZI, I want your answer too. Imagine Alfred Hitchcock with today's technology, right? Imagine the suspense and the things that he could have done with today's technology.
Like, imagine Alfred Hitchcock trying to pull off a scary movie with the CGI and explosive budget of a Michael Bay film.
Right?
Okay, like,
All
does that not just sound fantastic in all places? You know what I mean? Like, the dude forced screams legitimately out of chocolate syrup. Okay? The dude made people so scared by using chocolate syrup. Imagine what he could do with like a fully functional CGI set. The dude could pull off anything he wanted. Like, just imagine the vision.
Well, okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's do this. Let's take one of his more famous movies, right?
Mhm.
The Birds, and bring it into the 21st century. Right? Think about the way that they did it then compared to the way it could have been done now. You know, and trust me, The Birds is excellent. It will mess with your head. I know people today, who are in their 50s that are still scared of birds because of that movie.
Mhm.
So
Ooh, I just thought about something.
Okay.
What if someone were to recreate movies based off of Edgar Allan Poe movie or poems?
Could be interesting. Could be very interesting.
Like,
I mean,
The
there
Raven.
have been a couple of movies. There's one called The Raven out there. I remember that one.
I don't know if I've seen it or not.
Yeah,
But imagine if someone did, like, imagine how well that could work. You know what I mean?
For some of the newer ones that are out there, I haven't watched a whole lot of recently. I've watched a few.
Mhm.
I watched Rob Zombie's newer version of Halloween, just to refresh my memory. And it's not that he didn't do a good job. And honestly, Rob Zombie did a pretty good job of building the tension. But it was still, to me, it was still more about the volume of blood than it was, I'm trying to make you scared of this shape. Like, I'm trying, I want you to be looking over your shoulder when you go from room, that's just the kind of stuff that gets me. I don't have anything against the newer movies. They're doing things that I can't do. I wish them the best, but it's not going to be, if it's all going to be, blood, fingers, arms, all this stuff flying, I'm not going to watch it because that doesn't, it's not going to, what's the word? I'm having trouble, Bubs. It's not going to interest my intelligence. It's not going to pull me into the movie. Like you said, you watch the first part of Saw 4, I'm done. Right?
Like Saw takes it past like a slasher. Like a slasher has just enough blood, I would say, to be intense, I guess. Where it's like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of people dying.
Yeah.
Saw takes it and it's like, like the opening scene of Saw 4, there's 2 people. Okay? There was enough fake blood in that single scene to fill up probably 2 slasher movies, and we're within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's, and I guess there's a market for it, or they wouldn't make them. I get that.
yeah.
And if that's your style of movie, maybe you can explain it to us in the comments. Okay, because it's just not my style. And that's all I'm going to say. You know, I don't want to beat it because I can talk. I mean, I'll go around in circles. I'll try to find a different way to explain it, but I don't, it's just not my style.
Like with Saw 1, like it actually messed with your mind a little bit. Whereas at least more recent Saw movies, as far as that I have seen, because I haven't watched a whole lot, I'll be honest, because I started to not enjoy them, it wasn't more about messing with your mind. It was more of just like, here, have some, I just tortured some people. You know what I mean?
It was about which machine was going to cause the most damage.
Yeah.
And show you that damage. That's really what it amounted to for me.
Like, if I wanted to see just damage, I'd go watch Pumpkin Chunkin', where they launch pumpkins with catapults and trebuchets.
That's so much fun to watch.
That interests me more than watching just blood and gore from crazy machines.
Yeah, Pumpkin Chunkin' is fun. I'm just saying. So, BUBBZI, if you had to pick one, maybe two, all right, what do you think would be your favorite scary movie? And maybe what's your least favorite scary movie? How about that?
Okay, I'm gonna go least favorite off the top. Saw 4, 100%. Never want to see it again. Thank you. Have a nice day. And I will say I'm going to extend this past just scary movies to just Halloween movies in general.
Okay.
You've got to mention Hocus Pocus from Disney Channel. Like, to be honest, that's just a classic.
It's just a fun movie.
Oh my gosh! Like,
I mean, it's not scary, but that's okay. It's a Halloween movie.
Yes,
it's about Halloween. I like it. No, Hocus Pocus I can enjoy.
And I guess you'll come to notice, like, a lot of mine, there has to be some comedic value in it, a little bit.
You've got to have a little humor or all that nonsense. Yeah, I got you.
Like, as far as like, if we were to limit scary down to like a specific genre, like just zombies, favorite zombie movie, probably Zombieland, because it had just enough of, oh crap, I could die, and
yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, I'm right there with you on Zombieland.
Halloween is definitely one of my more favorite scary movies.
Yeah,
it's just, and even some of the more recent ones, like they were pretty good. Trying to think what was, can't remember the name of it. Holy crap, I had it written down. I can't remember the name of it. But there's a scary movie. It's supposed to be kind of along the like Paranormal Activity, where it's like a vlog type style. But this group of people are going to open a haunted house at this like old hotel or whatever.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a more recent movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it was just, I liked the style that they tried to do it in, where it was
somebody
like,
can remember the name, just like Cheryl put Rick Moranis in the comments on last one. We couldn't remember who was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Put it in the comments for us.
I can try. You go on with yours, and I'll see if I can find the name of it. Okay.
Well, honestly, probably one of my favorite scary movies of all time was Psycho, with Janet Leigh, Anthony Hopkins, put out by Alfred Hitchcock, because he did it in such a fashion that, like I said, it just absolutely messed with your brain. If you go a little bit newer, and I won't say it's a whole lot newer because it was made in the 80s. Does anybody remember a movie called The Fog with Adrienne Barbeau? I know I'm telling my age a little bit, right?
I might have
this
seen that,
movie
actually.
was so cool, and the way they did it, they built the tension using, probably computers and fog machines or whatever. And this fog would just roll in, and you would know something was coming, and it was way the tension built up. And it's one of those movies that stuck with us, and stuck with me for forever. Matter of fact, BUBBZI, when he used to work at the detention center, one of the ladies that we were talking about scary movies one night, and we got to talking about the fog and how the fog freaked us out and all this stuff. And y'all got to understand that. And if you can't see it, I'll try to explain as best I can. We were located back behind the courthouse. All right, one-way street. You had to come down. You had to make a right and come past us. Mm-hmm. And we're sitting here looking out the windows. We're talking about the fog. It's in the middle of the night. And this fog, just like in the movie, starts rolling down the street next to the courthouse, right? and it makes a right-hand turn, I kid you not, and starts rolling toward the detention center. And we were just like, there's no flipping way. You know, and it was so thick and so, but those are probably two of my favorite ones. That's, you know, Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock and The Fog, which was done by John Carpenter.
I'm still
And
looking. I'm still looking.
Least favorite, probably have to be the Saw series.
Oh,
altogether.
Yeah, I'd have to agree
I
with
just
you.
it's just not my style of movie. You know, there's a bunch of other ones. I love the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I loved the original Halloween. I like because again, there was tension built. There was all that stuff that made it a good movie for me. So, BUBBZI, if you can't find it, that's okay. Somebody will come back and get it, or you can put it in the comments yourself if you find it.
Well, there was another one I forgot to mention that I saw while I was scrolling through this.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of zombie movies, if anyone can't tell. And I can't believe I forgot this one, but Train to Busan.
That's a pretty decent zombie movie.
That is probably one of the better, well done zombie movies as far as story goes. I can't find it right now.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, if you can figure out what it is, put it in the comments, or if BUBBZI finds it, maybe he can put it in the comments. So let's just do this, Bubs. Let's finish it up for tonight.
Yeah.
So that everybody or today, depending on when you watch it or when you listen to it, guys, know this. You know, Halloween's coming up. There's a lot of people that say you shouldn't celebrate Halloween. There's a lot of people say that, you know, those who held it. I don't buy into all that. I'm not a big fan of Halloween. Again, it's because of who I am, not because of anybody else. It's because of beliefs that I have. That's the reason that I don't celebrate it, but I'm not going to tell you not to celebrate it. Okay? What I will tell you this. I don't care what day of the week it is. I don't care what holiday it is. When you go out and you start having a good time and you start celebrating, I would suggest that you take a page out of the old horror movies. Pay attention to those around you.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you are safe no matter what you do. Because if you're, and I'm not saying be paranoid or anything like that, but if you're not paying attention, if you're not watching what's going on around you, it's entirely possible that somebody or something is going to sneak up on you that you don't want it to do, right?
Yeah.
And it may just be a friend trying to scare the whatever out of you. It may be something worse. But, you know, Halloween can be a lot of fun. Halloween can be a lot of things. But we just want you, you know, here, we just want you guys to have a ball. We want you to find a good movie, enjoy it. We want you to stay away from bad movies, you know, because who wants to waste their time doing that? Now, the movies I think bad, BUBBZI thinks are bad, you may not. Isn't that one of the great things about this country? We don't have to agree, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to see the same way. I'm interested, right? I am so curious, and I know I say this pretty much every week. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Please put it in the comments. Share with us what you think so that we can have a conversation. You know, because we're inviting you all technically kind of sort of into our living room to have conversations with us. But the only way that we can have conversations is if you guys comment back.
Yeah.
And if you share with us. So I hope that this Halloween will find you well, blessed, and happy.
And full of
I hope that you
candy.
Yeah, full of candy, good candy, like the little black and, you know, the ones that come in the orange and black wrappers, the peanut butter candies, which are absolutely fabulous. And you can only get them at Halloween time. I'm just saying. Not that I would ever eat a whole bag of those. No. Right. But I hope that your Halloween is a lot of fun. I hope if you're looking for a scare, you get the scare that you want, not the one that you're not looking for. But you guys just, you know, you overwhelm BUBBZI and I. You make us happy. You make us smile. You lift us up. You show us support. And we hope that by just talking and having a good time with each other, that it does the same for you. So you know what I'm about to say, right, Bubs?
No.
If you've been here this long, if you've hung out the whole way, from this time till the next time. Welcome to the family.
Yeah. But he's already given his social medias at the beginning of it, but it is the caffeinated beard. Thank you for forcing me to do your socials. Love you. But also, don't forget to check out Custom Beard Co. at custombeardco.com. If you spend $15 or more, you can use Caffeinated Beard to get 15% on site wide. You can also go to coffeetarian.store, and for your first coffee order, if you use code BEARD, you can get 10% off that order.
Good stuff.
This has been very interesting. We don't do a whole lot of Halloween-ish stuff. I like the movies. We like to get, whatever. But this was kind of just a, woo, what are we gonna do? What do we know? So if you want to get spooky, get spooky. If you want to get spoopy, get spoopy. I've been BUBBZI. That's the beard. Don't worry about it. I'm looking at you. All right. You can find me on at It's BUBBZI. That's ITSBUBBZI. That's on everything. Thank you so much for watching.
This has been the Caffeinated Podcast.
Peace.